What's up YouTube, Card Boss here, back in another video where we talk cards, money, investing. As you can see, I'm in my car here just waiting for a meeting, so I thought just do a quick recording on my experience with the recent Asian sports card convention, right? The Macau card show. The biggest show in Asia, the first and supposedly meant to be as big as the Nationals, but as you can see from the title of this video, it was slightly underwhelming in my opinion, right? From a sports card investors reseller perspective. Now the show was great, they had lots and lots of events, so I'm just going to talk a bit about the shows first, and then I'm going to talk about stuff that I liked and stuff that I didn't really like, or I felt that it was a bit under, in my opinion, right? So the shows was held in early December. It was held in Macau, that's like next to Hong Kong, and the reason why that venue was chosen is because the organizer is Card Hobby, which is from China, and it was not held in China because certain countries may have some visa issues going to China. So it was kind of makes sense to, to have a place that's relatively close to China, but still where it was easy access in terms of visa. So why Hong Kong wasn't chosen, I wasn't sure. It could be a logistical issues or cost, but Macau, having the venue at the Venetian was pretty awesome, right? So I get the idea of having it in a kind of like a touristy destination, so that guys who want to go and visit the show could bring their family. There's lots of stuff to do, and interesting place, Macau overall. It's my first time to Macau as well. I've been to Hong Kong many times, but it's the first time that I made that 1 hour journey between Hong Kong to Macau, so that was pretty interesting. So Macau as a whole, as a venue, it was awesome. It was located within the Venetian itself in the Cotai Expo. Lots and lots of amenities, shops, food, hotels, so everything was pretty spot on in terms of the location. And as far as the venue is concerned, right, it's a 40,000 square feet venue, and it was meant to house around what was originally advertised, 400-ish tables with lots and lots of corporate booths as well, and an event hall for talks and signings and stuff like that. Now I'm going to talk a bit about my preparation and mindset getting into the show. Now this is my first real official large card show, right? So I've been into some smaller local ones, 20 tables, 10 tables in Malaysia, nothing as big as this, right? So certainly this was kind of like a good prep for me to one of my goals in 2024 is to go to a couple of shows in the US, maybe in the Nationals, right? So this is kind of like a good prep. So it's the first time for me to kind of like pack stuff and to bring over there. So my goal was to just bring a number of slabs and bring a certain amount of cash in terms to buy stuff, right? So I had in mind I roughly wanted to get. I knew that the card show would have lots and lots of big cards, especially Kobe and Jordan. So my goal is to pick up a couple, do a bit of deals, sell a bit of cards, and hopefully just come back with some cool stuff that I can talk about, and also for my PC, right? So I would say that my expectation, I wasn't expecting there to make tons of money, get tons of deals, but definitely I wanted to really soak in and experience what a large card show would be like and how to prepare for it and to go for something like that. So looking back at my whole experience, right? So I would think that maybe my expectations were set a bit high, or maybe I've been watching a lot of content from the US shows whereby there are lots and lots of deals going on, lots of people wanting to do deals, but it was not really the case for this particular show. So first of all, instead of 400 tables, it was then announced, and I wouldn't say announced, it was then kind of like people talking about, oh, it's only going to be like 200 tables. Okay, fine, that's all right, 200 tables, that's pretty much bigger than what I've experienced. But in the end, I think from my eyes, walking around the show floor, there was only roughly about like 80 tables, less than 100, and it's pretty underwhelming, right? It's the common word that I'm going to be using throughout this video. It was a bit underwhelming. I kind of like scanned the entire show floor within the first 2.5 hours or 2 hours of the show, being at the show, right? Just taking a walk and looking at the vendors. No doubt there were lots of cool stuff, lots and lots of variety of stuff, you know, from the different parts of Asia. You have people from China, obviously, Hong Kong, Japan, Philippines, and of course we had Coleman from the US. Did a deal with him as well, but it was not enough in my opinion, right? It was not enough. There were lots and lots of high-end stuff, and mostly of them were there with a high price tag, not necessarily motivated or incentivized to sell. Like, I mean, if you had lots of cash and you really wanted a card, yep, sure, drop it in. But a lot of stuff was just meant for eyes, right? Not really something that a sports card reseller or in this case somebody want to come and buy and sell stuff would get a bunch of deals, right? There wasn't a table whereby I could really see, okay, here's 15 cards I want to get and then do a deal for a couple of them, but didn't really see much of that. So there were some tables, you know, there's some interesting stuff I shared on my IG. There was a Kobe Skybox Rubies. There were a bunch of tables where had Logo Mans, lots of interesting stuff, but nothing really that I want to pick up in terms of inventory. Now, there were loose, I would say there were some people going around with cases and then just setting up shop by the booths where they sold some food. So they kind of like just showed some slabs and showed some pieces. So I kind of like tried to spend a couple of hours, you know, just to talk to these people, especially if they're from China. Speaking Mandarin was a challenge for me. It's not my first language. I do know a bit of Mandarin, but that did help in terms of you know, trying to establish some sort of communication with them. But still, it was didn't really get to do much. I did buy a couple of raw singles here and there. Condition wise, one thing good is they do keep their cards pretty well, so you have good condition raws which are great worthy, you know, but just wasn't a lot of it. And I'm going to talk a bit about the corporate booths that was there. So we have Fanatics, we had Tops, we had PSA, and a bunch of grading companies as well. PWCC was there too. So number of corporate booths, they set up nice corporate booth setups, and then they had this interesting game where you went around the corporate booths and get some stamps, and then when you completed the so-called treasure quest, and then you get a little prize at the end. But the corporate booths, even though as nice as they look, they didn't really offer that much. Like PSA was giving you a bit of a challenge. So in order for you to get some goodie bags, Tops as well, they had a photo booth. Maybe it's my first time. Maybe this is what it is in all card shows. I kind of expected a lot more activity. There were people definitely checking out corporate booths, mainly just to get the free stuff that they were giving out. But it'd be underwhelming. PSA on-site grading would have been massive, for sure. It would have been really draw tons of crowd. I can understand why it was not there. Perhaps logistically it's a bit challenging to bring the equipment over to Macau, but definitely that would have been a game changer for this particular show. So PSA was there more like, you know, just a presence as well. Fanatics, obviously a big supporter of the show, got nice cool stuff to look at, and then Tops as well. But in terms of the overall corporate booth kind of feel, to me, it was just okay. Nice display, nice to walk around, talk to some people, but to me it was just alright, you know. On the other side of the hall, they had a stage together with a lot of seating for a lot of for public appearances of some celebrities like Luis Figo, and some signings and interview sessions. I didn't attend any of that. I wasn't there for that reason. I was there mainly for the cards, right? So for aside from the cards, you know, I just spent some time to just look around Macau, enjoy some of the food over there. So I would say in a 3-day show, I fully expected to stay there for like 3 full days, right? Friday, Saturday, maybe half a Sunday, but in the end I spent like maybe about like 5 hours on Friday and another 6 on Saturday, and there were no trade nights. So I would say a total of less than 12 hours on the show floor itself. And in my opinion, that's for the amount of money that I have to spend to get there and the cost of staying in Macau, it's not really that cheap from where I come from. So it's a bit of a holiday. You got to put it together with a holiday, enjoy the sightseeing kind of thing. But from a business perspective, it's not very efficient use of time. Right, 12 hours on the show floor, didn't get that much done. Expecting 400 tables, down to 200, down to less than 100. The plus side is meeting lots of new people, guys from the Philippines that I've known them from Instagram, and talking to them for the first time. Great guys. Meeting some guys from Hong Kong, establish some new network as well. I didn't see any of my friends from Singapore though, so I expected some people from Singapore to come, but didn't see any. But that's all good, and that should be what I think of the show overall. So closing thoughts, I would say as the first show, I wouldn't say it's not successful. It was a bit underwhelming in my opinion again, but definitely I would assume that Card Hobby or the organizers had a lot of learnings from this particular show. So I would like it to be more card collecting, card dealer centric, right? Maybe they tried, right? They just couldn't put it together, or maybe they just thought that they could do a lot more than what they achieved in the end. I guess the table cost was a bit prohibitive, $3,000 per table over the weekend. It's pretty expensive. When I talked to some of the other dealers that was there, especially my friends from Philippines, whereby shows in other parts of the US, for example, the smaller shows like the Mint Collective in Dallas, it's just part of the fraction of that particular cost, so perhaps it's expensive due to the venue. So maybe Card Hobby would reconsider to have the next event in a different venue, which is maybe slightly cheaper overall. Hong Kong is one, Taiwan perhaps. So definitely I would look forward to the next one. Definitely will be going, given that it's not a long distance to travel from Malaysia to Macau. It's about like 3.5 hours by flight, and it's pretty convenient, so better than traveling like 18-19 hours to the US for a show. But still definitely going to look forward to have an experience in the show in the US. So that's my recap for my Macau experience. Overall, would I go to Macau again for a show? Yes, Macau is a beautiful city, nice food, but of course better planning and kind of like know what to do in the next particular show. Alright, that's all I have for this one today. Thanks for watching, guys. Do like, subscribe, follow my channel. Lots more content on card reselling in the future. Till the next one, Cowboys out.